Hello, and thank you for choosing BrakeBuddy. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the steps required to install the Stealth RV tow brake system, and to point out the critical areas you'll need to pay special attention to for a successful installation. Your first time installing the Stealth will take approximately 3 to 4 hours, and vary depending on the motorhome and towed vehicle being used. We recommend that the Stealth be professionally installed, so let's get started.
The tools and components needed for this installation include the Stealth unit, flex coil adapter, instruction manual, and bags B, C, D, and E. You will also need to use a roto tool, heat gun, 5/16 nut driver, Phillips screwdriver, 2 1/2-inch wrenches, 2 7/16 wrenches, 1 3/8 wrench, a paint pen, wire cutter, cable cutter, hose cutter, tape measure, cable tie gun, and a 5/16 hex adapter. During this video, the note box will flash to yellow during critical steps. Pay close attention before performing these steps, as they will affect the rest of the installation. Refer to the instruction manual for additional support. Our vehicle layout for this installation includes the hood, driving seat, and the cabin area. Let's begin our installation in the cabin area of the towed vehicle. We suggest you consult with vehicle owner prior to installation. To begin, take the main unit and position it in the most convenient out-of-sight location within the towed vehicle. This may include the cabin area or the trunk space in the back of your vehicle. Route cable from main unit as straight as possible to the brake pedal. A 90-degree angle is allowable with a minimum radius of 6 inches. It is also recommended to hide the cable from the main unit under any thresholds or mats in the cabin area. Next, move the driver's seat and prepare to route wire cable to the brake pedal. Position the brake pedal clamp as shown. Attach the brake pedal clamp using the supplied bolts, which need to be as close as possible to the brake pedal arm on each side. Using the pre-drilled holes on the clamp, tighten each bolt until securely fastened. Position pulley with large hole downward. Ensure that the pulley is directly in line and as level as possible with the angle hole on the brake pedal. Mount the pulley to the floor of the vehicle with 4 1.5-inch self-tapping screws. Make sure you are not damaging any components beneath firewall or affecting the vehicle's braking action. Mark the cable for cutting before routing through the pulley assembly. Measure from the end of the steel cable to the position marked for cutoff on the cable cover. Remember this measurement. Find the opening where the steel cable is connected on the bottom of the main unit. Now, grab the steel cable and pull out half of the length measured in step 4-2 and add an additional 6 inches. Be careful not to kink the cable. Be sure to cut cable to exact length measured in previous step. Not measuring and cutting correctly will lead to unnecessary kinks and bends in the cable or in the cable being too short. Go back to the main unit and carefully push the steel cable back through the cable cover. Move to the cabin area for securing the Stealth unit. Bolt main unit to the floor of the towed vehicle with 4 1-inch self-tapping screws, which are provided along with the pulley system. Move back to the driver's seat to complete cable assembly. For our next step, slide heat shrink then cable connector onto cable. The cable connector will stop on the newly cut end. Thread the steel cable through the pulley and tighten cable assembly onto bracket with 2 5/16 nuts and 2 5/16 lock washers. Pull cable through pulley and angle hole. Slip cable clamp over cable and slide down until it is against the angle hole. Pull the cable tight and tighten the cable clamp. Do not pull cable so tight that your brake lights come on or depress the brake pedal. Heat shrink the tubing onto the cable connector and cable cover. The heat shrink will maintain its position on the end of the cable. Cut the steel cable 1 inch from the clamp. Install the remaining heat shrink cap on the end of the steel cable. Your installed system should look like this. Next, find a position on the front of the towed vehicle to place the all-in-one connector. Use hook and loop strips for assistance and install mounting bracket with 4 self-tapping screws. Apply terminal grease to the inside of the all-in-one connector and attach it to the mounting bracket with mounting hardware. Now, attach the dust cover to the side of the mounting bracket. Dust cover must be inserted into harness when vehicle is not in tow. Route blue, brown, and red wires to all-in-one main unit. Find an opening to allow wires access into the towed vehicle near the main unit. The wire layout should look like this. Find an opening or drill a hole to allow wires access into the towed vehicle near the main unit. Attach blue, brown, and red wires from all-in-one connector to blue, brown, and red wires coming from the main unit. Once connection is made, use cable ties to secure to vehicle. Ground the white wires coming from all-in-one connector and main unit. Move to hood area for wire installation. Connect the red wire from battery maintainer to the fuse and fuse holder. Reserve battery power by disconnecting fuse holder from battery when vehicle is not being towed. Attach fuse holder to the battery using the positive terminal. Use the battery post clamp for vertical post batteries or battery post bolt and washer for side batteries. Install vacuum pump under the hood near the brake booster using cable ties. Make sure the vacuum pump is mounted away from high heat areas and moving parts. Route and connect white wire from the all-in-one connector to the vacuum pump harness. Connect red and white wires from vacuum pump harness to either terminal on vacuum pump and ground other end of white wire to vehicle frame. Select appropriate vacuum hose, 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch, and check valves by determining the size of the existing vacuum hose coming out of the brake booster system. The check valve goes between the vacuum boost and the engine. Once you determine the correct position for the check valve, cut the vacuum hose. Attach the vacuum hose from step 8-4 to the open side of the check valve. Insert appropriate T-valve and connect vacuum hose coming from the brake booster. Move over 2 inches and cut the vacuum line again. Add 2 hose clamps after the cut. Insert the check valve with arrow pointing to the engine. Insert the check valve into the other side of the vacuum line. Tighten down all hose clamps surrounding the vacuum line. Attach the 1/4 inch rubber hose to bottom of T-valve and insert vacuum line into 1/4 inch rubber hose and secure connection with the hose clamp. Route the small hose from the vacuum pump to the T-valve. Then cut the small hose. Attach the small hose with adapter to T-valve. Attach the 1/4-inch adapter to the vacuum pump and connect the vacuum line. Make sure to tighten all hose clamps around the vacuum line. For the next part of the installation, we're going to install the dual controller into a motorhome. Secure mounting bracket and attach dual controller to bracket with screws provided. See instruction manual for details on installing the red, black, blue, and white wires. Our final step is to plug the flex coil adapter into the back of the motorhome. Remove the dust cover from the all-in-one adapter and plug 7 flat end of the flex coil adapter into the front of the towed vehicle. For more information on the Stealth, call 800-470-2287 to speak with a technical support specialist. BrakeBuddy, making the RV towing experience safe, simple, and hassle-free.